Hello my friends, my name is Lindsay and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls, and welcome back to Little Corner of the Internet, where I talk mainly about Christian fiction. Today though, I will be talking about two romantasy clean fiction books. Romantasy, is that how you say that? Ooh, listen to that ASMR. I have been so cautious on making sure I don't break my nails before I film this video. So, I have two clean romance fantasy books and then a clean historical fiction to talk about today, because we are going to do an annotate with me video. I did one of these a while back, and these are my next three books I have that I would like to annotate with all these pretty tabs. So, let's move things out of the way and we will get started. I won't be using these. These are purely just for colorful decor. I can't highlight in my books. I just can't do it. So, who should we start with today? I think we're gonna start with... Ooh, which one did I read first? Well, let's do it that way. I read these two back to back. I read this one first. So, let's start with that one. So, The Princess Companion by Melanie Cellier. This was my first official Melanie Cellier book. Fairytale retelling Melanie Cellier. I have read her other books, like another series by her, which y'all heard me talk about last year, but this is my first time to read a retelling by her, and oh my goodness, this was so cute. This I gave 4.5 stars. I actually rounded it up to 5 though on Goodreads. I enjoyed it that much. It was just so much fun. I was just expecting another kind of little, I don't want to say rinky-dinky because that sounds mean, but I wasn't expecting phenomenalness, but this was pretty excellent. I'm going to pull up my Kindle on my laptop, the Kindle website, and we're going to go through, because I've read this as an ebook on Kindle Unlimited, and then I had to buy a copy because I enjoyed it so much. It was so good. So, let me get that loading, and we will go with it. This is book 1 in the Four Kingdoms series, and there are now 3 spin-off series, it looks like. I am currently, as of filming this, reading the 4th book, The Princess Game, I think is the title. Honestly, I've just been binging them. They are so much fun. I've been enjoying them. This is by far my favorite, but I am really enjoying The Princess Game, so that one, I don't think it will top this one, but I am enjoying it. And I don't know actually when I'm going to be posting this video. This is kind of a bonus video currently on my schedule, and I have very specific plans for the videos coming up all the way up to my 200th video, which will hopefully be posted on July 5th. So this video will come out probably after that. But I just really enjoyed it. This is a retelling of The Princess and the Pea, which, can we just talk about how kind of ridiculous that fairy tale retelling is? I just think it's so much fun. You're gonna pick the girl that is the most particular, basically. That there's a lump in her mattress, she's gonna let you know. Oh, that's it. That is true love right there. I think that's so much fun. It's a little ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's a humorous ridiculous. I'm trying to debate now for our colors. I got these bigger tabs from my best friend for Christmas, and now I'm just like, wow, I have so many color options. Typically, I would use these little ones that I've had, which I really like how small they are, but I'm limited in colors, though I do have another set of these somewhere, and I don't know where they are. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a second, I found them. They were in the other place, I didn't look, of course. So I do have these, but I don't feel like really any of these pastel-y ones work for this. So I think I'm going to go with one of these. And I think I'd like to mark maybe 3 parts. Is this camera angle right? I feel like y'all are maybe standing on your tiptoes. Does it look awkward? I'm trying to tell with my camera. I think it's okay. I don't typically do desk videos, so sorry about that. I think I like these bright greens, but is that too bright? Well, no, it kind of matches. I think we'll do this yellow, this green, and maybe this green, because I want to mark humorous parts, cute little romance parts, and then just other parts I like, but I'm not sure quite the order we're going to do it. So we're just going to go for it. So my first one is at chapter 3. just cute. Cute, cute, cute. I was not expecting to enjoy this book as much as I did. It was just so much fun. I really liked the twin sisters that were in this book. The prince's younger sisters. They were just a hoot. And their stories are book 1 and 2 of the next series. I think it's the Beyond the Four Kingdoms series, I think is the next one. Let's see, there's the Four Kingdoms, Beyond the Four Kingdoms, Return to the Four Kingdoms, and then she is starting a duology that's like a continuation, but I'm not sure. It has Four Kingdoms in the title. So I just wanted to mark this really cute part with the princesses. So, you know, princesses will do dark green. Typically I just mark a line, but like this is a whole paragraph I want to mark. So I guess we'll just do there. I haven't used any of these yet. I'm excited. And so our main girl, Alyssa, is really good at telling stories. And so she has basically just enthralled these two young princesses with her stories. And so she goes, and they lived happily ever after, I finished, snuggling a little deeper into the comfortable armchair. That was the best story I've ever heard, said Sophie. I smiled in satisfaction. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And that means you have to go get my clothes for me. That was the deal. We never agreed to the deal, said Lily. And anyway, we can't get your clothes. We told what is her name? Nope, that's not how you say it. How do you say that name? To burn them. I stared at her smug look in shock. It seemed princesses were a great deal more devious in person than they were in stories, even half-sized princesses. And I just thought that was so cute. Let's do a yellow one. Honestly, I'm probably just going to go back and forth for no rhyme or reason on this, but I really liked this one part because Alyssa, with her stories, she is very noticing and really wants to pay attention to people and them and figure them out, and I just thought that was really neat. So when she meets the royal family, they may be royalty, but they were still people, and nothing fascinated me as much as people. I can't say the same, but I love that she thinks that. I can't really tell. Are these out too much? I almost feel like they're out too much. You know, let's push them in a little. It's always hard to do it on this side because I don't want to bend the spine too much or the cover. I wasn't expecting to giggle as much as I did in this book. Like, this was just so cute. So cute. We're going to do the light green one as cute romance parts because I was giggly over these too. Like, I always enjoy seeing a prince fall for a normal girl. Even better if there's a mistaken identity. But this one just, it was so well done. I was just like, wow. So many of my friends have hyped this author's books to me, and I get it. I've read her other series, and I was like, oh, I enjoyed those. But this series, okay, no. This has been a really fun series. I also have noticed that one thing I really like is when there's a bunch of siblings. And in this book, we've got the two twins, younger sisters, that were just so cute. And just trouble, but very cute. And then, so far in the rest of the series, I'm reading The Princess Game, which is book 4. And that is connected all together with this series. And I just really am liking how this series is so intertwined to all these books. I'm really glad I started with the first book. Typically, I'm really bad with fairy tale books on Kindle Unlimited. I just read whichever one interests me. I just jump into the middle of the series because, oh, that's the fairy tale I like, and I'm trying to focus on not doing that as much because when they're connecting worlds like this, it just makes better sense. I wish I could tell y'all more of these quotes, but I feel like I really can't or they would be spoiler, especially where I am right now. Ooh, I just picked the wrong yellow. This is so cute. They were so cute. I love it when a book makes me giggly, and this book completely did. I know I keep saying that. I'm not really sure what to say, because typically I would share with y'all, what am I highlighting? But this was a spoiler, so I'm not going to tell y'all, but it was so cute. We actually only get this book really in her point of view, and not in his point of view at all, which I typically like having both point of views, but I was fine with that. By the end of this, I was just like, this is really cute. Ah. Okay, these are forgiving. That's nice because I keep messing them up. So y'all let me know in the comments if y'all annotate your books. Do you mark anything? I typically read books on Kindle. Like, I think I've read, this is my 85th book I'm currently reading, which is part of this series. And I think my Kindle has said I've read like 79 or 80 of them on Kindle, which my mom was actually quite shocked by that. But I really do read primarily on the Kindle app. I really prefer that because I can just highlight things, and that is what I'm notorious for doing. So that's what I'm doing, is moving some of my highlights over to my physical copy, because if I reread it, I can just, you know, find those parts. Or even if I just want to pull it off the shelf at one point, I can just flip through to some favorite parts and get a smile on my face. While I start marking things in this book, though, I wanted to read you all the back cover. One dark and stormy night. I love that. I think of the Snoopy meme every time. Well, not meme, the comic of that. One dark and stormy night, lost and alone, Alyssa finds herself knocking on the door of a castle. After a lifetime spent deep in the forest, Alyssa has no idea what to expect on the other side. What she finds is two unruly, I would add very unruly, young princesses and one very handsome prince. When Alyssa accepts the job of princess companion, she knows her life will change. What she doesn't know is that the royal family is about to be swept up in unexpected danger and intrigue, and that she might just be the only thing standing between her kingdom and destruction. Oh, my page numbers are no longer matching up. Oh, no. It always stinks when the part I want to mark is split between two pages like this. Oh well, I don't have to mark that one. If you really like fairy tale, just cute fantasy ones, go for this. Like, it's more than just that, but that is truly what I would say would sell it. It was humorous. We've got a little bit of mistaken identity there at the very beginning, but it's quickly corrected. But our main girl just gets roped in. That didn't work at all, did it? Our main girl just gets roped into being the princess companion because she was able to keep the twins from causing mischief because she was entertaining them with her stories. And it was just so cute. One thing I've found a little strange though on this series so far is that, so this first book is in first person, but the majority of the rest of the series thus far have been in third person, and now the fourth book is back in first person. And that's not that big of a deal. It's not a make or break at all for the series for me, but it is odd to me that it's going back and forth. I don't understand why, but I guess what works, what works. I actually did a thing, and I ordered the rest of this series, and then I found a couple of books in the next series for cheap on Pango, cheaper, and so I bought those, and then I bought the rest of the series. So yes, a book haul will probably already be posted by the time I post this video, because like I said, this is kind of a bonus video that I'm gonna have to put into my schedule, but not quickly. Like, it's gonna be held out because I have my 200th video planned, and I'm hoping that's gonna be a bookshelf tour, and then I'm fair game, I can post whatever, but I have things very mapped out for this month of June because I'm filming this on June 8th, a Saturday, and yeah, that's just, I have a very tight schedule for that, and so this is an extra video, just gonna push this out later whenever. Oh, I gotta mark this one. I gotta mark this one. This was cute. I can't tell y'all about it though, but it was a great moment for the romance. Oh, and it's right on the cutoff. That's mean. I needed this to be all on one page. Okay, no, we're just gonna mark at the end of it too because this was cute. This was page 255 for those who have read this, and the talking of in this section was off. I feel like we're going to be using very similar colors for the historical fiction book. Oh, we do get, oh, that's true. We do get his point of view once, which was good. Oh, okay, you know what? Since that's his point of view, I'm putting it under the cute romance color tab. I like my fairy tale books. I like them to be predictable with the classic story, but I love it when the author can take a twist on it and then just get me, like, I can't read fast enough, and that's definitely how I felt with this one. I was very stunned how things were going, and I was just like, wait, no, what do you mean? I had all the emotions reading this book. I love how I'm using more of the cute one for the romance here at the end. There we go. Okay, those are the tabs. Oh, those look cute. Not too noticeable. I wonder though, I'm trying to debate if y'all annotate your books with tabs like this, do y'all stick them way out? Do you push them all the way in and just have like the little color showing? Do you just leave a little bit? I'm not sure. I like it showing a little bit, but I'm kind of wondering if I did them all the way inside, how that would be. It doesn't really matter on my bookshelf because I keep my books not fully in the shelf anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter that regard. But there we go. Those are book number 1's highlights. And now let's switch to historical fiction with To Capture His Heart. So To Capture His Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. This is book 2 in this series. And I don't feel like there's a name for the series. But book 1 was The Matchmaker's Lonely Heart, which I did enjoy. But this one I had even higher hopes for, because this is a Victorian mystery where the main girl is a photographer. Say less. I am here for the main girls being photographers. I think that's just so much fun. But with that, we have the crime and murders and trying to keep people safe. And then the cherry on top for this book was the fake dating trope in a historical setting. Yes. I need more of that, please, and thank you to every historical fiction author out there. So he is what was his title? A detective, that's right. Okay, let me just read you the back cover as I get started annotating. Set in seaside England, 1886. Eva Cadwell is an accomplished and well-known photographer who often works with the local constabulary. We're saying words I don't know again. To assist in documenting crime scenes, which means she also often works alongside the handsome and charming Detective Nathan Winston. She appreciates his intellect and how he treats her like an equal, but Eva's heart is still healing from a past relationship, so, for now, she decides to keep her feelings for Nathan a secret. One evening, Nathan arrives on her doorstep asking for a personal favor. Would Eva be willing to photograph his mother's legendary week-long dinner party and matchmaking event? That's so cute. The catch is that Eva would also have to pretend they are courting in order for Nathan to avoid the many single women seeking his attention. Do you hear the smile in my voice? Do you? Okay, just checking. Though weary of his charade, Eva agrees, spending a week with the two things she loves most, her detective and her camera. Sounds simple enough, and if she wants to imagine that Nathan's pretend courtship of her is real, well, what's the harm in that? But when a criminal from Nathan's past threatens revenge on the detective, Nathan must be extra
extra vigilant to keep his mother and the rest of the partygoers safe. He confides in Eva, and the two work together to solve the mystery and apprehend the criminal that they find they may capture more than they expected. Each other's heart. Okay, yes, okay, we could totally go, oh, that's so cheesy and cringy, Lindsay. I don't care, okay? I don't care. This was cute. This was so cute. I had very, very high hopes for this book. I enjoyed the first book. I made myself read the first book, even though I was like, oh, I'm more interested in the second book, again, because I'm really bad about just skipping into the middle of the series with clean fiction, and I'm trying to do better, because I was like, wait, no, this trilogy is following three cousins. I should read their books in order. That would make sense, Lindsay, and I am glad I read the other book. I will link that in the cards, but this one, I see why people say it's their favorite, because so far it's my favorite. I think book 3 will be good as well, and I hope to read that one very soon. But this right here was very much my cup of tea. So, now, color options. I want to use this pinky color. So, that one's kind of too pink. That one's too pink. I guess we'll go with this kind of mauve-y peach, almost. And then, okay, so we'll go with that green, this one, and I ought to do a dark green as well. Should I use this color again? Yeah. Well, I kind of want a bit darker. These come off, don't they? They do. Oh, should I just be taking them off doing that? I always see friends do that when they're reading the book. I'm going to leave them on for now. I don't want to ruin the stickiness. But, okay. There we go. So, I want to have one for cute come back, colors. I want to have one for cute moments. I want to have one for the photography, historical elements, because the author really did great research on that, and I appreciate it. So, you know, we're going to use this pale one as well. There we go. I don't want to do two greens. And then parts I just liked. So, in the first few pages, there is one part where I already like matchmaking. We've discussed that. I like fake dating. But there's just so many parts of this. I was just like, this is adorable. Adorable. Here it is. Okay. So he says he would court someone when he found the time, and time was not an item he possessed in luxurious amounts. He couldn't even say he possessed any in frugal amounts. I relate to that. Let's see. For moments I like, let's do green. So once he kind of outs to his mom that, oh, I can't be match made with any of the women at your upcoming party. No, I can't be. That can't happen. I'm interested in this one girl. She's a photographer. And then he realizes, oh no, his mom has met her before. And so, of course, she puts two to two together. And it's like, oh, well, you have to invite her. So, as he left the house and stepped into the drizzling rain, he placed the invitation in his inner coat pocket next to his chest. He had no doubt just made his mother deliriously happy. Regrettably, he had just complicated his own life to an unbelievable degree in only a few short moments. I like fake dating. We've discussed this. It probably says something about me that I really like the idea of, like, them pretending and whatnot that they're dating, but I just think it's so cute. And they liked each other. It's even better when I like it when it's fake dating, and like I'll take any variety of fake dating in all honesty, but I really like it when they have feelings for each other and they're kind of having to go, oh yeah, we can pretend, ha ha ha, kind of thing. I like that quite a bit. For the first time in a very long time, Nathaniel Winston was utterly flummoxed. Good word. She relaxed into her chair, the germ of an idea forming. They would pretend to be enamored of one another, but for her part, her feelings would be, regrettably, genuine. She could view it as an enjoyable diversion. She was not brave enough to overtly express her interest in him anyway. That was a road that had led her once before to heartache. She would simply guard herself carefully, and would be no worse off than she was now. She hoped she would be no worse off. I know where that's going. So, and then going back to his point of view, it says, he was torn between wanting to wring his mother's neck and kissing her cheek in gratitude when he realized the boon she'd handed him. She had unwittingly provided him with an opportunity to indulge in his daydream of watching Evangeline Cadwell as she went about her work, and would be allowed to stare at her in lovelorn fascination without drawing undue criticism. The guest would I'm sorry, you can probably hear me grinning through my voice. The guest would expect as much from a gentleman who was enamored of a woman to the point of expressing said interest to his own mother. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Give me a good matchmaking trope any day, but then this was just cute. This was cute. I gave this one 4.5 stars, and I did round it down to 4 stars on Goodreads because it wasn't quite a 5 for me, but it was very, very cute. He hadn't been willing to risk their friendship, but additionally had no stomach for courting someone else. How could he, when everyone else placed a distant second to her? My dear friends. Oh. We're putting that under the romance tab because that was adorable. This was a random book I bought online. I'm going to say last year. I think it was last year. And I had seen, like, oh, historical kind of mystery elements. She's a photographer. That's enough said. I'll buy it. And it was reasonably priced. So I was like, okay, yes, sure. I've never read this author before. I don't really know anything about the proper romance line. But now here I am probably about a year later. And I have enjoyed quite a few from the... Well, I say quite a few. Has it been quite a few? Well, if you include these books, it's been at least a few of this proper romance series. And that's published by Shadow Mountain. And I've been enjoying them. So I've been slowly collecting them and slowly reading them. Buying books and reading books, they're kind of separate habits. I'm sure y'all have seen that meme. But it was just really cute. So I'm really glad I took a chance on this book. I had known it was going to be on the clean side, so that was really the only reason I did. But I'm very glad I read the books in order. I'm looking forward to reading book 3. That one just released, I think at the beginning of this year, was it? I feel like this year has gone by so fast. I think it was the beginning of this year book 3 released, and I've been requesting it at my library. And they have it in, but I keep having to delay it because I hadn't read this book, and now I have read this book, but I've got to read other books first. So eventually, when I'm in the mood for that 3rd book, I will read it. And I imagine that will probably be here soon. Here it is. This is our first one for the historical photography setting. This was really neat that she has a portable darkroom carriage brought in, and like there was a big concern that it could explode because of the materials and chemicals that she uses to develop the pictures, and I've never thought of that element before. As many of y'all know, I collect vintage cameras. My oldest one I think is 1902, so after this book for sure. But it was really interesting to get even more information and get it in a fiction setting. It was just really fun. It was really neat. I like learning. This is why I like historical fiction right here, is because I'm learning while I read. And in this case, what color was the cute romance? Was that pink? And in this case, it was something I already have a major interest in. So it was really fun. Let's see, is that too little? I kind of like it more pushed in. I may end up redoing some of these. We'll see. And so then, He smiled and winked, and Eva wondered how she could possibly survive 10 days of the man's attention and emerged unhurt on the other side. Girl, that's what I was wondering. Like, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. And then you flip to the next page, and it's his point of view, and it goes, 10 days would be the death of him. I love it. I love it. Like, they're both just panicking. I think that is so clever. Let me just tell y'all about this random little micro trope I like when authors do. Is when we see, like, something like that, where the one character is thinking this, and then you flip to the next page, there is the other character's point of view, and it's either the same thing or the complete opposite thing. I think that's just so cute and so smart and so clever of the authors to do. Like, it feels like a reward. It really does. Okay, I think I may end up pulling some of these in a little bit. He made his way to the front hall, hanging back as his mother and sisters spilled out onto the front drive. Squeals of excitement rang high and loud, and Nathan was relieved to hear a few male voices interspersed in the melee. He was acquainted with a few of the gentlemen guests, who, for the most part, were the decent sort. Only 2 irritated him to the point of head pain. I can say that about some people, too. Let me pull that one in a little, too. Y'all are gonna be seeing my perfectionist tendencies in this video with me doing this. I'm so sorry. At one point, he says he nearly gaped in surprise. Eva Cadwell in a normal day as his friend was incredible. Eva Cadwell pretending a romantic interest in him was staggering. He has it so bad for her. It was so cute. If I was going to doodle a heart at any point in this book, it would be right here. Because, so remember, they're having this dinner party that's a week long. My introvert self could never. But this is, this is so cute. So it's in her point of view. Several times while becoming acquainted with the other ladies in the group, she glanced in Nathan's direction only to find his eyes on her. And it happens again here later where she went to look at him, but he was already looking at her, and I was just like, oh, little details like that. Ah, so cute. It was really interesting as well how her and her young assistant are discussing Mr. Eastman's new Kodak #1 and what that could mean for her business. And I just thought that was interesting. Now, obviously, this is written in modern day, but it was just so interesting to hear that discussed in this kind of setting. I don't know, I enjoyed that. Uh-oh, I think I'm going to run out of tabs for all the cute moments. This is another part I really liked that's cut on the page edge. Why does that keep happening? Here's the other one. More often than not, when she looked at him, he was already looking at her. He would give her his half smile even when carrying on a conversation with someone else. I'm weak. That's adorable. Man, I'm only 57% through, and I think I only have a few of these left. I have 4 left. Oh no! I have so many more I could mark, but I'm having to be selective now. Again, ending on the end of a page. Oh. Also, his confession. Just saying Mr. Knightley could take notes.
at that color. And my last one of this color. Sorry, I keep scooching it closer to me. Oh, but I like that part too. Oh, man, okay, if I had a few more of this, I would do it. But there we go. That is probably the most tabs I feel like I've done in a book before. Oh, I like those colors with this. I feel like it looks good. Alright, that one is done. Now let's see if I can do our last one before my camera battery dies. I already had to replace one camera battery. I'm using my normal camera for the microphone setup, and that one might die, so hopefully we'll be okay. But this book, let's just talk about what a wild card pick up a book this was for me. This was actually a buddy read with some sweet booktuber friends, Celestia, Christy, and Tabitha. I will link their channels below. I should have already talked about all three of these books in the recent reads, again, by this video is posted, but this was just another one of those Kindle Unlimited books. I had no really expectation for it. I was like, oh, this is going to be like watching a movie. I'll read it for a few hours. It will be fun. It'll be fine. I'll probably forget it in a week. No, not this book. Not this book at all. This was enthralling. So let's pick our colors and then we will map things out. So this one's going to be a little trickier because I don't have a lot of like reds. And I feel like if I did like red, orange, and yellow, that's a little vibrant. But I think that might be what we're going to do. Oh, there's a phoenix on the back cover! That has that's a big part of the story. Oh, I didn't realize that at all. Wow. The things you notice when you read it, when you see it in person, and then when you see it online, it's very different. So I think we'll just stick with those. So, this book. To assassinate her target, she must marry her enemy. Azora, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it, has dedicated her life to exacting revenge on the Phoenix shifters who murdered her parents. When Prince Tarquin, going to pronounce it that way, of Pyron, going to pronounce it that way, not sure, demands a bride as part of a peace treaty, the elite strike squad of assassins Azora belongs to agree. She's the most perfect candidate to eliminate the monstrous shifter. Monster-like a shifter. There you go. The traces of Pyrenees blood flowing in her veins grant her immunity to fire and will allow her to slay Tarquin, for a phoenix can only be destroyed by one descendant from a Pyren. The safety of all Termarth, maybe is how you pronounce it, is her home country, is dependent on Azora to maintain her cover. Her true identity must never be disclosed. With the tantalizing offer of peace on the altar, Azora weds Tarquin, knowing that as soon as the peace treaty is broken, either bride or groom will be the first casualty. But just as Azora begins to uncover the man behind the monster, skirmishes erupt throughout the land. When the time arrives to finally eliminate the threat to Termarth, Azora's loyalties are torn. She intended to gamble her life away, not her heart. Okay, so that right there. I'm not really a big Enemies to More fan. We know this. I've never been a fan of Enemies to More. That's never been my thing. But this was good. I was very shocked by it. Okay, so I think I want one for their banter. So we're going to do the red for that. And then I feel like those are so stark colors, but we're going to use them anyway. So red for their banter because they had it aplenty. Hopefully I will not run out of tabs like I just did. So that for banter. And then just parts I liked, we're going to do orange, and then anything else that catches my fancy, I guess I'll do in yellow. Let's begin. I actually enjoyed this book so much, I ordered it right away after finishing it. And then I realized, oh, the hardback has a special edition picture of the two of them. And that picture is stunning. So, yeah, your girl ordered the hardback edition as well. So we're going to tap this one, and then the other one's just going to be kept pretty.
I made so many notes when reading this book. Yes, because of our buddy read, but also because there was just so many...
Ooh, I kind of like how that... You can barely see it, but I kind of like how that looks.
There was just so many parts that I was just fascinated by. This author created such a neat world. And like the cultural, and then the two kingdoms have been at war for like 200 years. And they all trust each other. But oh my goodness, I was stunned and shocked by this book. Not only how much I enjoyed it, but the ending as well. Our group chat was just like popping off because we were all just freaking out. It was so much fun to read it with the girls, but it was also just a great book in general. So it was a great, great pick. I also want to just point out with this book that I've never really been one, as we know, as I just said, for enemies to more, but I've also never been a fan, and I've been very vocal about it, of the marriage of convenience trope. I typically avoid those, but then I also am not a big fan of the arranged marriage trope, so I was so shocked that I enjoyed this book so much. I'm doing these really far in. I think that's okay. Because this is a smaller book. I don't want the tabs to, like, steal too much attention. I was incredibly surprised by how much I did enjoy this book, though. It was really, though, because of their banter, and that there was no hints to fade to black scenes or anything like that. I very, very much appreciate that, so thank you again to the author for that. I did a thing on TikTok about this book, because it fit well with one of the trends that was going around Book Talk, and if I can share a clean book on the Book Talk side of the world, I would like to, because yikes, y'all, yikes. But it was just really... I keep thinking about this book, and I keep flipping through my notes on my phone of it, and it was just so much fun. Like, it was fun, but at the same time it had high stakes. And that's what I'm learning I like. I don't know if I finished that sentence earlier with The Princess Companion, but I'm really liking books that seem like they're going to be nothing great, but then you read them and you just get so sucked into the plot. That's where I'm finding I'm really enjoying books like that on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have any recommendations, that's oddly specific, I know, but if you happen to have any, let me know. I think I was the only one to give it 4. It was a really easy 4-star for me. It wasn't quite a 5, but I did really enjoy it. But I think Christy, Celestia, Tabitha, I think they all gave it 5. So it was a really successful buddy read, which was great. Okay, this isn't technically her banter with him, but I'm gonna mark it regardless. Because she's talking about him, so close enough. If I was going to underline something, which I'm going to, it's going to be this line. It's my own copy. I can do what I want. I'm underlining that part because I don't want to put a tab there. Oh great, I'm already almost out of my color again. I have too many cute things to mark and too much banter. This book had so many good parts. Look at that shaping up. I feel like it looks more impressive in person, but... Ooh,
The sun just went behind the cloud. We just lost our light, but we are almost done. And I am almost out of tabs. This ending still blows my mind. I wasn't expecting this. I was reading this book so fast to get answers that when this came up at the end, I was just stunned. Stunned, I say. I'm still flabbergasted. Rereading this, I'm just like, what? What? And we're using our last one. And boom, there we go, y'all. Ta-da! I did these shorter in, so they're not as noticeable. There, we'll go like that. There you go. So, my dear friends, that is it for this video. We tabbed 3 books. They look pretty good. I think I might move some of these, but elsewise, I really like how they look. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just a chill, slightly chatty video of 3 recent reads I really enjoyed and marking different parts. I feel like I can't tell y'all too much about them because spoilers. Don't want to give spoilers, but if you've read any of these, let me know in the comments if any of these have now caught your eye, either because of the back cover, the front cover, because these covers are all very pretty, or just different parts I shared. Let me know below, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I am Lindsay from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where there is a new review every Monday and Friday. I try to post a new video on this channel every Friday as well, and then I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Goodreads, all the many places, so we can talk about books here, there, and everywhere. I really only talk about clean fiction here on YouTube and on my Goodreads, but elsewise, yeah, I hope to see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye!